Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Um, so lately, there's been a lot of scrutiny towards Ron Paul. Um, he has risen to the top of the polls. He is now at 28% or probably more. Um, but lately, the media has been doing everything they can to scrutinize Ron Paul and to discredit him over um, newsletters that were published about over 20 years ago, something like that. But basically, um, all this stuff is surfacing now within the last couple days. The media has gone on a killing trying to discredit Dr. Paul. Um, but it's almost like they have waited for this point to really just drop all this on him and all this on his campaign. And you just had Joe Scarborough uh, saying, Ron Paul supporters, you wanted news media coverage? You got it. Here it is. Here it is. So they're doing everything they can. Obviously, the establishment and all the elites, they are pulling out all the stops to stop Ron Paul at this point, bringing out these newsletters that are over 20 years ago, that he said he did not write, had nothing to do with. The only thing that he had connection to them was that they were under his name. Which is something that he probably should have been taking care of. Obviously, he should have been reading those newsletters. But anyone that follows Ron Paul knows that he is not a racist. He's a libertarian. He supports all people. He he's not a racist. I mean, it's very obvious. But the thing that's starting to aggravate me is they are literally bringing the story up 3-4 times a day. And they claim that they were attacking Newt the same way and Mitt Romney the same way, which they were. I mean, to an extent, but this is all out. This is ridiculous. I've watched probably about maybe 3 or 4 interviews, within the last like day and a half of them bringing this up to him, and then also that they just keep talking it up and regurgitating it. But there was an interview where Dr. Paul got pissed and walked out on the interview, and then the one interview was like she was like trying to find what to say. She was like desperate, like trying to really antagonize. But this is incendiary. Isn't this incendiary? Isn't this incendiary, Dr. Paul? Isn't this incendiary? It was ridiculous. It was like she was mad herself that he was walking out on her, and it was kind of entertaining. I mean, I think I would have done the same thing. He gave the same answer to CNN days before. He keeps giving them the same answer, and they keep coming at him with the same thing. And he goes, "I didn't write it. I had nothing to really do with it other than it was being published under my name." But the media is doing everything they can, saying that, he's never disclaimed any of this stuff, that he doesn't say that he vouches for this stuff. I mean, which he has. He said, I don't believe in this stuff. This is not who I am. You obviously know that I'm not a racist, or I don't think this or that. But it's getting to the point where it's getting ridiculous, and what I would like to see happen, this is a call to all Ron Paul supporters, all supporters of freedom, all supporters of the libertarian views and principles, that we need to start either cutting out totally CNN and Fox, and we really need to start going after them, because honestly, this news media is it's almost like fascist news media. It's completely bullshit. They're doing everything they can to discredit Ron Paul, to discredit his campaign. They're not. It's obviously favoritism from whoever the uppers above the news pundits are. They're doing whatever they can to demagogue Ron Paul. So Ron Paul supporters, or just anyone in general that is sick of the status quo, sick of the elites, sick of CNN controlling what we should be, our news completely, what we are learning from the world is completely being spun in every single way to benefit the upper class, and it needs to stop. So I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say that I'm going to start boycotting CNN. I'm going to tell everyone I know to start telling everyone else that CNN is a piece of garbage and needs to be thrown away. It is not good news. It is not informative. It is biased. The news media here in America is horrible. I wouldn't go as far to say that it's Nazi Germany news, but I would say that it's getting pretty close here. I would say that you're not hearing anything but stuff that the elites and the news media media biased wants you to hear. So I would say do whatever you can to spread the message that CNN is not reliable news, and tell people to stop watching it, because it is not. It's not something that I think is very enlightening at all. It's not news to me. Bringing up newsletters from 22 years ago over and over and over and over again is not news. It's old news. They did the same thing to him in 2008, and they kept doing whatever they could. They're trying to make him seem like a hateful person. I mean, the guy's a doctor. He's delivered over 4,000 babies. He's delivered babies from people of all colors. He doesn't deny patients. He's a good human being, and they're doing whatever they can to destroy and discredit him. And it's pissing me off. The news is completely biased and unreliable. I would suggest getting your news from out of this country, because the news here is basically, it's being censored. It's completely laced with a certain agenda from the elites, obviously. They're doing whatever they can to spin everything so that it goes war propaganda, trying to get us to go to war with Iran. They've been doing that for a long time. They're trying to get, they're trying to basically get the uneducated people, the people that don't, they'll turn on the TV and they'll see, oh, Iran's almost got the nuke. They're gonna come for us. They're gonna kill us. They're basically doing whatever they can to bring us to another war. They're trying to keep this corporate slave state going. We're the slaves. Media's the the slave drivers. They're gonna keep us this way. So we got to do something. The people got to start doing something, because CNN, Fox, all MSNBC, they gotta go. They gotta go. Their time is done. We want our freedom back, and people are tired of this. So do whatever you can to spread the message that CNN, Fox News, all that jazz needs to go. Needs to go. We can't be following that news anymore. Or else we're going to be stuck in this position ever with the bailouts. People are going to be believing that we need to do all this stuff when it's not. We shouldn't be at all. We are not slaves, and this is a corporate slave state that is being enforced by the media, and keeping the agenda going. So do whatever you can to keep spreading the message of Dr. Ron Paul, and let's kick this media to the curb, throw them in the garbage. Spread this message over your Christmas dinner with your families. Let them know. Stop following CNN. Stop following Fox. Do not believe this shit, because we're going to be in the same position for the rest of our lives. It's time. So thank you very much for listening, and hope you all have a Merry Christmas.